So I don't think there's anything more interesting right now than Belichick going to North Carolina. Now, this is something that I think for him is a new venture. Rebuilding in the NFL may take a long time, but for a Belichick pipeline in college is something we're interested. We're definitely interested to see. Imagine Belichick going to someone's home recruiting them. Of course, that like, hey, playing for Belichick's going to get you an opportunities, get you exposure. Kind of like what Dion did. We're going to pay just as much attention as we did to Dion as we did to Belichick in North Carolina. He's not, if not one of the greatest coaches in the NFL, not coaching in the NFL again, but not retiring, but going to coach college. Now his father coached for North Carolina, and why Tar Heels? Tar Heels are getting rid of Mac Brown, who's a college great. And now you're getting another 70 plus old in there. But he goes in, get a 5-year contract pending approval from the board of trustees. He got he said worked in Central County. He pretty much was working in the NFL until his divorce last year, 2020, after the 2023 season. This will be his first coaching college job. His father was an assistant coach for the Tar Heels in 1953 and 1955. Belichick want to say, I grew up around college football with my dad and treasured those times. So, if you don't know, like Belichick's, he grew up in, Annapolis, Maryland. So the Navy shipment, is midshipman is something there. So a team that he stayed true to. I'm interested. I think Belichick is the greatest coach in the NFL. I mean, we'll see what happens with Andy Reid, but this is a new venture. I don't expect him to put North Carolina on the map. I think the ACC is the best place to do it because it gets that national attention. The ACC has 2 teams in the college football playoff right now. One that ousted Alabama, that lost a conference game. So ACC still up there as one of these premier conferences. Definitely for basketball. Definitely for basketball. But one thing that I think we have to pay attention to and definitely look at is like what's his goal here. The mind of Belichick is something that I think is the most interesting to me, and how he's going to go about recruiting, bringing in recruits. I think that the star power will be something that can definitely draw some people to the program. He's a football legend. You're a 6-time Super Bowl winning coach. And he's won 2 more. He won 2 more as an assistant with the New York Giants. He enters college football with 333 wins, behind only shy of Don Shula. I think that he should go back and just get that record. To be honest with you, you win 2 seasons and you win 17 games. That's doable. They fired Mike Brown. He was 73, 6-6 season. Now North Carolina had some good seasons, some good players with Drake May and whatnot. But I personally feel like this is a new venture for Belichick. He said, if I was a college program, the college program will be the pipeline to the NFL for players that they had the ability to play. It would be a professional program, training, nutrition scheme, coaching techniques that would transfer to the NFL. Now, Belichick's coming with a mind to the Tar Heels, and where we see the ACC, where it was one of the conferences that really played man, had some complex defenses, back in the 2000s. I think that we may see more of the complexity of. I think Belichick, since he's been doing College Game Day, basically, or just talking with Pat McAfee, looking at college in itself, basically said, I can do this, and if I bring the complexity of the NFL to the college, and get the right people in, not the best people, right? So maybe he's not going to get the best players that are going to leave after a season, but the right people, he can really put North Carolina in a situation where they're being successful. The talent level pretty much in those conferences are pretty much leveled out with all the transfer and everything. And, you're seeing some of these Florida guys, these Texas guys go and play in the ACC. So if he gets them in the right position and they are successful, look at the corners that he's made that went to other teams and were trash. Malcolm Butler, Stephon Gilmore. Some of these guys were excellent in the Patriots defense, but they went to other teams, they were trash. He pretty much finished it saying it will be an NFL program, but not an NFL level. If what college would look like. So I do I think this is a challenge for Belichick, a new challenge that he wants to, kind of play out and build out. Um, and it'll be interesting to see kind of how, things go for him in recruiting at North Carolina. Uh, so he said that Reese interviewed. So he said Reese interviewed for the job. He had Nick Saban as an advocate. And then other names that have merged in the search included veteran NFL coach Steve Wilkes, Tulane coach John Schumel, defensive coordinator Glenn Schumann, Army coach Jeff Monken. Is that Tom Monken's brother? Maybe. And then offensive coordinator Arthur Smith. Smith said he would stay with the Steelers. We know Mike Tomlin got an opportunity out there. And he reached agreement in principle with Sun Rule to a contract extension. Tulane did. So I think it's interesting for Belichick. I'm excited to see what happens and see how the recruiting pipeline goes there. But Belichick to North Carolina will be something very interesting that we can just kind of keep our finger on, and another exciting program we can follow, much like we did with Colorado and Jackson State with Deion.